So the control activities that you can put in place include physical controls. These could be, simple locks on the door to keep people out of the computer environment. You can use these little wires that you can attach to your laptops and wrap them around a bar and keep people from walking off with your laptop or sound the alarm if they try and rip it out. Authorization, segregation of duties, supervision, documents and records, access controls. These are all types of physical controls that fit within the AIS environment. Independent verification. IT controls, these are going to be the processes that help provide assurance in the IT itself. So you've got the IT general controls, the IT control environment, access controls, passwords, logins, change management controls, the whole IT development and implementation process, the controls that are in place there, so that you don't have just one programmer that can put a program in production like you may have seen in the movie Office Space, where the guy was able to put it right into production. That should not be able to happen. And then the application controls. And in that, we've got input controls. There are all kinds of different input controls, just checking the field for various things, validating it against another table in the database to make sure that our account number actually represents a real account. Range checks, reasonableness checks. Is the date we're posting something reasonable based on today's date, for example? Some of you had a chance to see that. Check digits can be used. So there's a lot of discussion on these in the text. Processing controls can be used. Pre-numbered documents like checks, making sure checking for gaps in your sequence or duplications in your sequence. Batch totals, that's a commonly used one in payroll. Do you have the same batch totals as you go through each step of your payroll? Calculating gross pay, calculating each deduction, calculating net pay, and so forth. And then output controls. Output controls you may not think of, but when you're done with the report, certainly if it's a printed report, you don't want someone who's not authorized to see it. And this, if you think about it, may seem funny, but it does happen. A lot of reports get printed and then just thrown in the trash. And if you look at industries that are in concentrated areas, so think investment banking in Wall Street and New York, Manhattan, or technology in Silicon Valley, the Palo Alto, Sunnyvale, San Francisco area. Dumpster diving is a thing, and people will find maybe some strategic information or even plans or blueprints just by going out down the street to their competitor and seeing what's in there. So output controls, and you can do that electronically as well. If I send something to my printer, it's basically a file that's out there on our corporate network. It may stick around on the printer even after it's been finished printing. It may be in your computer on the hard drive in a temporary file. So being able to protect that as well. Things you may not have even thought of. All right, so anyway, that's it for internal controls and COSO. We'll get back with more on the other control frameworks in upcoming videos.